Hello, this is Eric Muss-Barnes, and this is my book of romantic love poems. I don't actually talk like that though, so yeah.
Now before I get too far in this video, I want to note that this book is available in whatever format you choose. If you like to read books in nice, solid hardcover, you can get it as a hardcover. It is also available in paperback, or you can get it electronically as an ebook for your Kindle or your Kindle Fire. You can get it on an iPad, you can get it on a Nook, whatever you want. It is available in all of those formats just by going to the website shown below.
Now, joking aside, when I wrote this book, I sincerely thought that this was really great poetry. I mean, I thought that I had composed some truly excellent stuff. And then you go back and you read it many years later. I wrote most of these poems, say in 1991 through 1997. And I'm actually publishing the book in 2013. So when you go back and you read stuff that you had written that long ago, you suddenly realize, oh my gosh, this is so horrible. And yeah, that was kind of the issue. But you know what? Here's the thing. When I look at poetry, I compare it to truly great poets like Yeats or Thoreau, or even Oscar Wilde has some really fantastic poems. If I compare myself to them, then it's pretty embarrassing. It's pretty awful. But if I compare what I've done to, say, the average greeting card, well, you know what? My stuff holds up pretty darn well. I mean, it's definitely not Yeats level, but it's above greeting card level. It's somewhere in between. Back when I first wrote these poems, and I was taking myself way too seriously, I was going to call the book "In This Harsh World, Draw Thy Breath in Pain," which is a line from Hamlet. But once I realized that the poetry wasn't all that great, and I couldn't take myself all that seriously, I remembered this old photograph that I had of myself. And a friend of mine, he was making fun of me when he saw the picture, and he said that I looked like I was posing for the cover of an album of really bad rock ballads called Eric Muss-Barnes, Forever Loving You. And I was like, that's genius, that's perfect. That's exactly what I'm going to use as the cover of my poetry book, which is a lot more corny than I thought it was. So the cover of the book is corny, but it's very deliberate. So hopefully you won't think that the cover of the book is like actually serious, because it's not. I'm just kind of making fun of myself by putting this cheesy Forever Loving You cover on the book. So there you go. So allow me to read some of it to you. Perhaps I'll actually find some decent passages, and it'll be enough to make you interested in perhaps getting a copy of the book for yourself. Or here's the other thing. You see, nobody buys poetry books. Nobody cares, right? Nobody cares. Like, this book is never going to make me a dime. But, since no one has ever heard of me or my poetry, what you could do is, if you find stuff that you like, you can steal it and give it to your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your husband, your wife. You can take my poems, and maybe you're an even worse poet than I am. So you can take my stuff, right? And you can copy it in a handwritten note to one of your loved ones, and they'll never know. They'll never know. You can just claim that you wrote it yourself. See? That's a great selling point, don't you think? I mean, you're a really crappy poet. I'm only a somewhat crappy poet. So you can steal the somewhat crappy poetry and put it in love letters to somebody and make them think that you wrote it. That's a good idea, huh? I think there actually is some stuff in here that's not all that bad. Here's a few. I dreamed of you so often, of a love that was beyond words, where we'd have to say no words to best express our feelings for each other. I never knew what a fine line there is between speaking without words and having the misunderstanding of you thinking that I didn't care, because I said nothing. That's not too bad. Now this is one that I actually like. I still think this one is pretty decent. Thou art more enchanting than a dew-covered summer morning. Thou art more fair than the winter's snow. You are the princess of all seasons, lovelier than the grandest day, and empress of my heart. You know, it's cheesy, but I think it's nice. Whatever. Hey, I'm wearing a lacy ruffle shirt here, man. I know poetry, all right? Don't be messing with the poet. Now, I do like the sentiment on this one quite a bit. Some vow to love for 1,000,000 years, until kingdoms fall, until mountains crumble, until seas turn desert. Not I, for love means more to me. For one day, 1,000,000 years will come to pass. New men will rule, mountains will be dust, and seas shall run dry. And when such days arrive, their love will fade, and wither like a mortal flower they would pledge their devotions upon. But my love for you, I vow upon everything, of flowers dying and flowers blooming, upon the mountains and the dust of which they are made. I vow my love unto you before and after life, before and after death, beyond all this is, all that was, all that will be, and all that might have been. I vow to love you eternally. That is what those words mean to me. Yeah, that's not too bad. Oh no, I'm not reading that one. No. Oh, jeez. This one's greeting card level, I think. I could see this one in a greeting card. It's not the greatest of poems, but if you picked it up, on the shelf in a drugstore, you'd go, okay, that works. You'd probably, okay, I'll send her this. I've missed you. Missed over thousands of miles, over mountains, over forests, over plains, and cities, and oceans, and seas. And for all that distance, over all that time, I never missed you as much as I did when you were inches away and had just walked away from my life. See, that's a greeting card right there. All right, this one I like. This one I'm not making excuses for. This one I actually think is good. All right. It says, I never seem to say the right thing, and oft times when my intentions are most pure, the words come out all wrong. I'll say, it's about time you're back, when I mean, I've missed you. I'll say, what is your problem? When I mean, I was worried about you. I'm liable to stare at you awkwardly, embarrassed to admit that your beauty has left me speechless. And if you ask, what's wrong? I'll shyly say, nothing. I'll say, that's a neat necklace. When I mean, you look beautiful. I never seem to say what's right, or do what I should. I'll step on your toes when we hug. I'll smash my nose as I kiss your cheek. And many times, I'll be scared to death to look you in the eye. But for all my faults and mistakes, I hope you never doubt how much you mean to me. See, that's a good one to steal, man, right there. You just screwed up with your girlfriend, you rewrite that in a nice handwritten letter, you're in, dude. Totally in. You're in. She's totally going to forgive you. She'll probably make you dinner. It'll be awesome. Okay, so sometimes I'd be really inspired to write some poetry after watching Shakespeare. I know. All right, so this right here, this is one of my Shakespearean inspired kind of poems. So it's gonna have the very Shakespearean kind of feel to it. Should I read it with the English accent? Would that make it better? Now, if you're reading anything that's inspired by Shakespeare, you have to read it with a bad English accent, because that's just, you just have to do that. Out, and out once again. Oh, cry thee to the heavens. From darkest self I cower, to find thine heavens mock upon me, upon my pain. What say thee? to an eternity of untethered bliss and woe. Bring you henceforth there could I, evermore to wallow, to see, to smell, to taste, to touch, oh, indeed, to hear the very wail of a heart 1,000 times torn asunder from breast and breath. Hear that, oh, hear that cry, rogue friend, and know for all and once the pain of endless blades, sheathed in a heart that feeds blood to its own slayer's hand. Mock that not, rogue, oh, tormentuous rogue. That was okay, right? You know, kind of Shakespeare-ish. Shakespeare-ish? Yeah, that's right. That's not too bad. That's my Shakespeare-ishians. That there's my Shakespeare-ishians poetries. It's pretty good. It's pretty good stuff, that Shakespeare-ishians. Oh yeah. All right, one more. All right, let's do one more. Let's try this one. Okay. I know not the length of my days, nor yours, nor ours on this globe. Neither do I know what futures may join us with greater bonds, or pull us painfully asunder. Only do I know how I cherish all we have this day. Only do I know how blessed I am by such closeness we share, such adoration I have for you. This day, this breath, this life, this love. Today, it is all within our grasp of touch and thought, as affections always be, to care and protect as long as you wish. Adored, revered are you held in my heart's most loving warmth. Revered. Yeah, I was, maybe this book wasn't as bad as I thought. Maybe there is some good stuff in here. I'd like to thank you very much for taking the time to watch this video, and be sure to check out some of my other books as well. I promise the others they're a lot better. They're written much better than this one.